All right, we're back. It's been a long ass time. It's been a fucking year, but all three of us are back. Split up doing different stuff during the summer, but we had to unite for this video. So today we're gonna be doing playoff predictions, and we're gonna also be doing award predictions. So you boys want to go straight into it, or do you want to say something before we start?
Hell yeah! I just want to thank you for having us on again, man. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, I'm ready. Last year didn't
Yeah,
go
it's
great
it.
for me, but we'll see.
None of
Honored to be
us.
back. Honored to be back. I just want to say one thing from the last video. Put Panthers as my NFC South winner, and these two both said that was never going to happen in a million years, and it genuinely happened. So I just want to bring that up from last episode.
Okay.
Not this year though.
We'll see. We'll see, Vikings. See.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Do you want to just get right into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
You want to
we'll
start,
sure.
say
Max?
we'll say our 1 to 7 for each conference, and then after awards we'll like say our playoff
Yeah.
predictions. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll go first. I'll go for my AFC. I generally did not like. I don't fully believe this team will be first at all. And I know this is gonna sound biased. I have Bills. I to be honest, there are a lot of teams I think could do that, but at the same time, I just have a lot of confidence in the Bills. Obviously, I'm wearing a fucking James Cook jersey right now, but I feel like picked up DJ Moore. I feel like that was a good move. Maybe a little bit under the radar than people think. I think he'll be a good wide receiver one. Maybe he won't be like night in, night out. Like he won't be a Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson type guy, but he'll be pretty good. And then two, I got the Broncos. Didn't do
Yep.
much, but they were the 1 seed last year, and they picked up Jalen Waddle, so they should be even better than last year. Three, I have the Texans, the best defense, arguably best defense in the league. Picked up Monty, which I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And then four, I have the Ravens also coming back to the playoffs. Their O line has taken a step down, but they did pick up Trey Hendrickson after what happened with it all Max Crosby stuff, where they made the trade and then they backed out and shit like that. Five, I got the Patriots. They did a pretty good offseason, but I just think they had like such a good schedule last year, and they won't be nearly as good as they were last year. They did pick up AJ Brown, which is obviously great. Six, I have the Chargers. Not much to say. Healthy O line, and they should be a lot better. I think Lad McConkey is gonna have a crazy year this year. I saw a TikTok on it. I think he just Mike McDaniel as an offense coordinator. I think he's going to do wonders. And then seven, I have the Chiefs sneaking into the playoffs. They picked up K9, a bunch of other guys. I think they'll find a way back. I don't think they'll be as good as they were like before. Obviously, going whatever it was like 15-2 the year before this year. I just think they'll sneak in. Mahomes is going to be great as always. Yeah, I have the Bengals missing the playoffs. I have them just missing. I feel like they're almost there, but they're not quite there. Steelers, I have them missing the playoffs. Um, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like they're kind of mid. Obviously, we say that every year, and then they end up doing something. But I think this year they're kind of like not as good as some other teams. Other teams I didn't get put in the playoffs were Jags, who made it last year pretty good. I just don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think T Law is going to be as good as he was last year because he had a crazy year. And then Colts, I also have them missing out. And then every other team I feel like is self-explanatory, like Titans, Raiders, Browns, Jets, Dolphins. Colts, I just don't think they're obviously they had a pretty good season, and then they fell off when Daniel Jones got hurt. I just don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year as well. So yeah, those are my picks.
All right. Uh, I'll go next for the AFC. My 1 seed for AFC. I agree. I think Denver. Those boys are they're so solid, man. That their defense is unstoppable. Probably second best in the league for me. Waddle's gonna thrive on that team.
For
Bo
sure.
Nix just taking steps. 2 seed, I have the Bengals. Added guys like Dexter Lawrence, Owe Mafe. I think their defense is gonna be top half, not great, top half though, which is just enough to excel their offense to that next level. Third, I got the Bills. These guys are just locked to make the playoffs. The question is, can they make it further? We'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
Fourth, Texans as well. Those boys are scary. The edits that come out of there for the defense, man, they got some
Yeah.
of the scariest pieces.
For sure.
in the league. At 5, I got Kansas City. I think they're gonna come back. Kelsey retiring soon. Mahomes, I think he's gonna recover from that, and then Rashee Rice should be able to make some plays. Defense is a little bit of a question. They did lose Trent McDuffie, so we're gonna see how that DB core can sort of react to that. 6, I got the Patriots. I think they're gonna sneak in. They got a much tougher schedule, but I think I love AJ Brown there, and that they know how to win. So I think with Vrabel, they got to make it again. I don't think they're going to be the same team as they were last year, but I think they're still good enough to make it. And then 7 seed, I got the Titans sneaking in there.
Oof.
Little bit of a crazy pick, but I
Okay,
think
bro.
as you'll see in
Okay.
my picks later on, I think
Cam
Cam
Ward.
Ward is gonna have his season. Carnell Tate, super high on that guy. I think the defense is what they need to prove, but I think that team can make waves.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you have Ravens making it? Don't think that good?
Yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't feel right to just sort of count them in. I've had them as the 1 seed last year, and they really disappointed me. Lamar, he has it, but at the same time, I don't know if he's gonna last season. He just didn't look like himself. I don't want to count him
Yeah.
out, but with an aging running back and a sort of iffy receiving core, I don't know if those guys got the offense for it anymore. Good defense though.
It's fair to say.
Okay. All right. Should I go now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Number 1, I got the Broncos, and number 2, I got the Bills. I think you can use these teams to kind of interchangeably between the 1 and the
Yeah.
2.
Mm.
Bo Nix is just getting more and more experience in the NFL, and they almost beat the Patriots. Remember that? Like they were so close.
Yeah.
Bills, I think they take the 2. Patriots don't have the. I think the Patriots are going to have it harder, so the Bills are going to do better. And it's just a stupid, easy division with the Dolphins and Jets. Just free wins. Um, Number 3, I got the Steelers. I think they're the only stable team in the division, and that defense is just better and better.
3
T.J.
seed.
Watt, yes, bro. T.J. Watt,
Wow.
Cam Hayward, Peyton Wilson, Patrick
Okay.
Wilson, Patrick Queen, Alex Highsmith, Jalen Ramsey. And this, like,
We'll
I
see.
count this team out every year. But they're the only team I think that are stable enough to
They got
win
a
the
lot of 80
division.
overall guys,
Win.
but
That's true.
Bro's
But
comparing
dude,
the shit to Madden.
the
yeah,
Ravens,
3 seed.
I don't think they can do it. Like we've given Lamar everything he could possibly need. We've given him a running back, right? He has
Mhm.
wide receivers. He has one of the best secondaries, and he still finds a way to screw it up. So I don't know if Lamar's losing it, and
We'll see.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if the Ravens can keep up
What's the
anymore.
record going to be to win the division?
Steelers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
12 or 13?
Not great with old man Rodgers,
Okay.
but better than
They got to be at least 10 wins if they're going to be the 3 seed.
yeah.
Bengals and
Okay,
Ravens
not
are going
like
to be on their ass.
yeah, dude. Bengals, they're gonna get like 4 wins, bro.
Are you crazy? You think Burrow's injured again?
Dude,
If Burrow's
on
healthy,
paper,
bro, their
oh
defense
my
is
god,
insane now.
I think they'll
dude.
be good. I think you're sleeping on them. But they're not.
Jamar Chase.
I don't think. I think they'll sneak out. I'll think they'll miss the playoffs. I don't think they're. They're not going to be what they were when they made it to the Super Bowl with the Rams. They're just like they're
No,
not. Zach Taylor is the main problem in that organization. I'll say that. They obviously did
yeah.
get better with Dexter, like Odin was saying, with Dexter Lawrence and Boye Mafe. Are they going to be the 2 seed? That's, in my opinion,
That is
no.
outrageous.
In my
That is
opinion, no.
outrageous.
But look, that's the whole point of this. It's to make your takes, make your hot takes, and try to spark a little debate here. So I like it.
Yeah. And their linebackers are still terrible. That's still a huge part of the game that they have not worked on. They just grab a D-line guy and call it a day. They had Trey, and they're still bad. Yeah, I'm sure Dexter Lawrence can change that. And then at 4, I got the Colts. I think the Texans I think the Texans are a joke. And I only thought the reason the Colts didn't make it is because of all the injuries. and they were great last year until they weren't.
Are you a
Texans,
Daniel
oh
Until
Jones
my
they
God,
hater?
weren't.
CJ Stroud was throwing the ball like this.
He is pretty bad. But Daniel Jones, bro, I mean, he played good when he was uninjured, but dude, like, why
Dude,
is
there was
Jonathan Taylor
MVP
just gonna
chance
fucking
for
carry them
Daniel
through?
Jones.
MVP
There's
chance? No
for
way.
He
Daniel
was
Jones. There
good.
was
Look, he
at one
was
point. At
good,
one point,
but like, he's not capable of carrying a team anywhere.
oh, I agree. But he has Jonathan Taylor, who's doing amazing,
Okay.
doing incredible. And then you got
Alec Pierce, bro.
okay, he's not the best. You got Tyler Warren as a
Okay,
tight
but
end. You
their
can throw
highest
him all
paid
day,
receiver is Alec Pierce. They just gave Alec Pierce the bag. You really think that's gonna pay off?
bro. You
He's
don't
gonna
need
be underpaid,
anybody
but
when you got Jonathan Taylor running for you. You don't need a soul.
Look, don't get me wrong. JT is great. I had him on fantasy last year for a little bit. He was
Yeah,
phenomenal. But like, you don't. Okay, I'll say this. You don't think if you don't think Bijan and Drake London can carry a team, then Jonathan Taylor cannot carry a team either.
to be fair,
fair
I do
enough.
like Daniel Jones more than Michael Penix, though. I think
Okay,
Daniel
Yeah,
that's fair
Jones
to
is playing
say.
yeah.
good.
What are you
Quarterback
talking
room is
about,
way better. Daniel Jones is miles better than Tua or Penix. But if you don't think that Bijan is like that capable, then JT is not either.
you're right. But like, Drake London isn't. He's not that insane. He's good
Okay, fair.
enough. Drake
That's
London's
fair.
good enough. And then number five, number six, I have Chargers and Chiefs. I just
Okay.
think they're old, reliable, and better than a
Yeah.
lot of the shitty teams in the AFC. And then number seven, like Odin was saying, have the Patriots. Like he was saying, they have a harder schedule. It takes some more time to adjust. But I think they just sneak in, right? It's a harder
Okay.
schedule, but they're gonna adjust to it, and they're still like that same team that made it to the Super Bowl. So they'll get into the playoffs for sure, in my opinion.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my 1 through 7.
We all got somewhat similar, I'd say. It's just probably one
Yeah,
team
Yeah,
yeah.
that's an outlier. Like I
I
got
don't know. I don't have the
Ravens.
Chargers.
I got Ravens. Odin's got Bengals, and
I have Titans.
Harry's got. Oh yeah, you also have Titans. Sorry, and then Harry's got what? You have Colts and you have Steelers. So we all got a
Yeah,
little bit different, but I feel like the consensus is Broncos,
yeah, yeah.
Bills are gonna be up there, and Chiefs
100%.
will probably make it back, and then Pats, Chargers are just doing their thing. But like
Hmm.
nothing too special. Like Pats won't, in my opinion, Pats won't
Yeah,
be as good as they were last year. I'll say that.
yeah. 100%. 100%.
But yeah,
All
you have
right,
anything
FC?
else
should we
to
do
add?
NFC?
Yeah.
Want to do NFC now? Okay, let's go with it. Okay, so I'll go. Yeah, I
Let's just
guess
see
I'll
if we
go.
all have the same one seed
I
first.
feel like, yeah, I feel like I don't even have to say this. It's the Rams. Like
Yeah,
they picked
15
up
and 2.
when you pick up the best, arguably the best player in the league and a top three cornerback in the league, you're gonna be better. And you already went what they went like 12-5 or something, like insane. They're just too good.
Stafford is the question there, but we'll see if he can even be close to where he was last year. Those boys are gonna go off, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be crazy. They're gonna be insane. Two, I have the Eagles. I feel like they're going to be pretty good this year. They picked up Makai Lemon. I feel like I'm not going to spoil it a little bit too much, but I feel like he's going to have a good rookie year. They picked up some other good guys. They picked up Tariq Woolen. He was pretty good for the Seahawks. They also traded for Jonathan Grenard, your boy Odin. They picked up Jonathan Grenard. He's pretty good too. Needed some defense help. Three, I have the Lions. I feel like they're back. I think they have a pretty easy schedule this year. It didn't change much to their team from last year, but I feel like there's gonna be some development. Get no Monty, so Gibbs is gonna go for like 2K yards, rushing, whatever. Amonra and JMO are gonna do their thing. Goff might regress a little bit because he's getting on the older side, but he's still gonna go out there and ball. And then I feel like my probably hottest take of the video, I have the Saints being the fourth seed and
Yep.
making the playoffs. I like what they did this year. I like Tyler Shuck. I feel like he can throw the ball. He amazed a lot of people in football. They picked up ETN, but he wants to be called HN, I think, or something like that, from what I heard. They also drafted Jordan Tyson, who I think is gonna be great and ball out. In my opinion, he's better than Carnell Tate. I just think they're gonna do wonders. I think they're gonna surprise everybody. Look, it won't be that good considering how shit the NFC South is. They'll probably make it similar to what the Panthers did at an 89, 9-8 record, maybe even less. Maybe somehow squeak in at a 7-10. But I think they're gonna make it. I think they'll surprise everybody, and I think they'll do it. And then 5, I have the Seahawks. Not much to say. Just won the fucking Super Bowl. I'm pretty embarrassed to say that I had them being pretty horrible last year. So I was definitely proved very. I'll bring it up really quickly. I had them being the 14 seed in the NFC last year.
Oh
So
my God.
Holy smokes.
I'll
Cannot
be
listen to anything this
I'll
guy
own
says.
up to it. I'll own up to it and say might have been a bad take considering they won the Super Bowl. But I think they'll be 5 seed. They won't be the Rams, but they'll still be pretty good. Maybe around 11-6, 12-5. They did lose some key guys considering they won the Super Bowl. I feel like that happens kind of every year. The Super Bowl champion loses a bunch of their key role players. 6, I have the Bears. They have a bit of a harder schedule this year, but also lost some guys, but also just pick some guys back up. So I think they'll just be back. They won't be a little bit worse, but they'll be good. And then I had the 7 seed being the 49ers. I think they'll make it in. They picked up Mike Evans, obviously a little old. Debo is also old. Got some
Have
other
you seen a
guys.
picture of Debo?
No, I
He is
haven't.
looking big, man. He's looking big.
Yeah.
Dude, he's huge.
And then they also drafted some receiver, early second round, Dijon Stribling. And then yeah, that's my NFC. I think Packers miss out, Cowboys miss out, Panthers, Commanders. I don't think they're capable. Bucks, I think they're gonna fall off this year even more and not be great. Vikings,
Mhm.
dog shit. Sorry.
You are completely insane, bro. All
Falcons,
right,
I think they're gonna be
can I
horrible.
take the floor?
Hmm?
Can I take it? Can I take it over?
Yeah, go ahead.
1 seed Rams, 15 to 17 wins, capable team. I don't think we've seen a team this good in this era. I think they would smash last year's Seahawks even,
For sure.
winning the West, winning the East Eagles. I'm low on the Giants. Jackson Dart, super unproven. That team is just a disaster. Harbaugh's there though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could make something happen, but and then Commanders, I'm not high on either. Winning the South is I got the Saints. I think these guys will ball out. I saw what Tyler Shuck did last season. Really excited to see what those guys can do. Defense is an issue, but with their pieces, I like ETN. I like Jordan Tyson, so we'll see what those guys got. And then I got the Lions winning the North. Um, the Bears, to me, lost too many defensive pieces. They're gonna have trouble getting to the quarterback. Behind Montez Sweat, I don't know a single guy there. They have a really weak linebacking core too. They just lost too many key
They picked
pieces
up
on that
Devin Bush
defense.
though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They got Devin Bush. Forgot about that. Yeah, and then yeah. So those were the 4. The 5 seed is gonna be the Minnesota Vikings. I had them last year. I had them last year getting the 1 seed just shamelessly. Um, there is a good case to be made though. Kyler Murray, he's a short guy, but he's quick. I think he's going to excel with this Kevin O'Connell offense, and I think he has perfect accuracy over the middle, which is the schemes that Kevin O'Connell does like to run a lot. Super excited about that. I think Jordan Mason is going to have a breakout year at running back. He has the build, he has a strength. I think he can definitely be a great advantage on this offense. One thing that was really unfortunate about last season was the offensive line. So the health of that unit will be extremely important to the Vikings' success this season. But I think if Kyler Murray can play as a top 16, top 12 quarterback this year, then the pieces around him with the Brian
Ooh.
Flores defense and the best receiving core in the NFL, he should be able to ball out. So 6 seed, yeah, a little bit of glaze there. 6 seed, I'm gonna say Seahawks. Yeah, slight regression. I agree with you, Max, but I think at the end of the day, Darnold's finally proven himself. I think he's going to be able to perform under high pressure situations. So I think they are going to make another playoff run this year as well. And then 7 seed, I'm going to go Niners. NFC West is just dominant. Those poor Cardinals are going to have like 1 win. And yeah, so Niners, I think Christian McCaffrey is gonna, as long as he can stay healthy, he's the biggest question I think on that team. Along with those rushers that both got injured last year in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. So we'll see about these guys. But Brock Purdy's a proven guy. Christian McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, he's a league winner for fantasy, but he's also a league winner for the NFL. So yeah, those are my 7. Go ahead, Harry.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Number 1, not so surprising. I have the Rams. They have Stafford, MVP, Puka, Karen Williams, and their D line is just fantastic. New addition of Myles Garrett with Brandon Fisk, Brian Young, Poona Ford, and 2 good linebackers, Nate Landman.
Could be getting Aaron Donald back too.
Dude, yeah, apparently I saw
He
that.
comes back. He comes
Oh
back,
my God.
dude.
That would be scary.
Just
man.
give him the Super Bowl. Just don't even
Don't even play
Just
in the
give him
Super
it.
let them rest. Let them rest until they get to play. Yeah. And then number 2, this is a little crazy. I got the Commanders. For number 2, I have the Commanders because Jane Daniels is back, and not only is he back, he has Sonny Styles, the new linebacker, who's just fantastic, and then Bobby Wagner too, who can show him the ropes. And Jane Daniels was obviously injured last year, but last time Jane Daniels was here, they were great. They were almost a Super Bowl team, Commanders. So I don't think that's as crazy. Number 3, I have the Panthers. Their team is just looking perfect. The only thing about the Panthers I will say though is that Bryce Young is a bit unpredictable. He could have a great game or he can do terrible. But they lost Rico Dowdle, but they gained Devin Lloyd, who had
I love Rico
who had
Dowdle.
he had the most Devin Lloyd had the most picks as a linebacker last year on the Jags and did fantastic. So that
What
was
do you
a
have, like
huge win. We
6?
got him.
Like 5 or
It was
6,
like
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then we have Casey Horn, who did fantastic. You got Derek Brown running the D line, who's the highest rated player in Madden for defensive guy. And yeah, so defense looking great. Seth McKillen, good wide receiver. Rico Dotto, I generally think was a big loss. He was crazy. And then number 5, I have the Seahawks. Right, there's not much to say there. They're just Super Bowl team, but Rams are better. That's the only thing to say there.
Yeah.
Super Bowl team from last year, but the Rams are better. Kenneth Walker is gone, and
will
he
hurt
was
them.
their Super Bowl MVP. It'll hurt, but Mike McDonald is still Mike McDonald, and JSN is still JSN.
Yeah.
And Rashid Shaheed, their kick returner. Remember how good he was?
Yeah, he had like a kick return touchdown against in the
Against the
playoffs,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think he's a huge asset. Yeah, and then number 6. Wait, no. Oh, I skipped number 4. That's my fault. Number 4, I have the Bears.
Okay.
Not too much to say. I don't really like them, so I don't really know how to say something nice about them. But Caleb Williams, right? I didn't pay too much attention to the Bears, but I think they're making the playoffs. And number 6, I have the Packers. And I know that Micah Parsons is out for a few weeks, but when he's there, people are saying Super Bowl team to the Packers last year, and that wasn't that far fetched. And they got an easy division. I think it's an easier division with Vikings just being an easy win every other
You're
week.
just saying that to
Every
wait,
other
maybe,
week, free win right there. So if you have a free
Bro, they're
win
gonna
every other week, you have a free win every other week, then
easy
there's a
division is a crazy take, bro.
I
yeah,
wouldn't
they
say
kind of
that.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but look. I'll just say my main argument. I brought this up a little bit before the pod. Is Micah missing out the first few weeks? If you bring up, I'm pretty sure if you bring up the stats, they were horrible without Micah when he got hurt. Like
Yeah,
I don't even know if they won a game when after he got hurt. They were horrible. They still made playoffs, and I think they actually like put up a fight against the Bears. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
in my opinion, I just think I think they're gonna be horrible without Micah. I don't think that's gonna be enough for them to come back when he's back. Like I don't think they're gonna be good enough to come back and still be in a playoff picture when he comes back. But I don't think they're gonna start off well.
No,
Biggest
that's
Because
question's a
completely fair.
receiver too, bro.
Sorry?
I'm not a big believer in Jordan Loves. And with that week 4,
yeah,
like I don't know, man. Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs is a criminal, so I don't know about that
yeah,
situation
yeah.
too. So
Dude, some of Jordan
a lot
Love's
of what ifs
plays
on that
last
team.
year was like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
Yeah,
look, I understand why you say they have the 6 because they've been good as of late. I just don't know if
Yeah,
they can really be that good without Mike Parsons.
yeah. You guys want to hear my 7? You guys won't like this, but let me talk. Okay, number 7, I got the Giants. Number
Okay,
7, I
back
got
it
the
up, back
Giants.
it up.
Okay, this is why. Because Malik's back, and now they have Isaiah Likely at the tight end. When Dart and Scatterby were playing, they beat the. It was only for 2 weeks that Dart and Scatterby were together, but they literally beat the Eagles. Just
Oh
those
yeah,
those
remember
two.
that. Yeah.
Remember how good they were doing, Dart and Scatterby being together? That
Yeah.
was only 2 weeks, and they won both weeks, literally against the Eagles as well. And Isaiah Likely, being the tight end is huge. He's not fantastic, but it's better than whatever guy they had. And then Malik Neighbors was fantastic, even without a proper quarterback. And now he has a somewhat okay quarterback. I think that's gonna be huge. They
Okay.
lost Dexter Lawrence, but Brian Burns is still on the D line. And at one point he was literally like leading the NFL in sacks. Brian Burns is great. And Harbaugh, like you said, is the coach now. So yeah, if Dart and Scatteroo can win alone against the Eagles, I think with the help of Malik, Harbaugh, and Isaiah Likely, they'll do much better.
You're forgetting about like they picked up Marvell Reese too.
mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
I do agree that Harbaugh will help a lot considering their
I think you'll
coach this
help
year was
way more.
Brian
Yeah, yeah,
Dable, and all that guy focused on was their offense. But they honestly
yeah,
they do have a great defense. So I understand what you're trying to say. I don't as a team I don't think they are there yet. I feel like they're maybe a year or two away from being that good.
yeah.
I
That's
just
fair.
feel like
That's
they have
fair.
a bit more. They need to develop a bit more, in my
The
opinion.
young
But I
pieces though
understand
are
That's
why you're
there
fair.
for
saying
sure.
that. They could take the step.
That's
I'm
fair.
not denying it. I just, in my opinion, I feel like they need a little bit more time.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Do you boys want to do MVP and all that?
You boys got okay. So I'll list off all the awards, and if you don't have them, you can just come up
Wait,
with
we
them
want to do
quickly.
like
Okay.
playoff
No,
predictions.
I think we should do awards first, and then go to
Okay,
playoff
okay.
predictions. Okay, so MVP, Opoy, Depoy, offensive rookie, defensive rookie, comeback player of the year. Do you boys have that?
Yep.
Coach of the
Back.
year, and then O lineman or protective of the year.
Who won comeback last year?
Joe
Was it
Burrow.
Caleb? It
CMC.
was Caleb, right?
No, CMC.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Okay,
like, yeah, like just comes back from an injury and does well, whatever.
Okay.
okay.
I feel like this instead of like naming all of them, I feel like we just go one by one. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
MVP, we each say it and then we like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
debate
yeah.
if we need to, and then we go to the next one.
Yeah, that way we can argue about it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I have a. You want to start actually with MVP, Max?
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, Josh Allen. That's all I'm gonna say, Josh Allen.
No bias at all there. I mean, I don't know. You can't even argue
Says the
with that
guy who
shit.
was the Vikings at
Yeah,
the
what's
5 seed.
that shirt you're wearing, Max? What's that shirt you're wearing?
Woo.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, Odin, who
You
you
can't
got?
argue with it. I have. I'm sort of linking this to my playoff predictions a little bit. So this is gonna
Okay.
come out of left field. I have Cam Ward winning it.
Oh no.
MVP.
MVP Cam Ward.
Look, I'll say this:
Cam Ward.
Drake May almost won it after the year he had in year one. But
What the
like,
flashes we were seeing
I feel like
were some of the best quality quarterback play in
you
the
really
league.
think he's gonna be that good?
I
That
think
he'll
there's a
go
chance
from one of the worst teams in the league and a bottom, like not even a top 20
he
quarterback to the
wasn't one of the worst
MVP?
teams. He was one of the worst teams, but not one of the worst quarterbacks. What he was showing, I think he has potential to more than make up for his number one overall selection.
Look, okay, it's I won't say it's not a good take, but it's not like
Yeah.
it's not it's like it's a take. I won't like the
The
only
question is
what
his
I brought
peak.
up Drake
Does he have
May
the
like Drake May. Looking at Drake May, he had like no flashes of anything in year one, and he didn't even start as the starter. But like I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it at all either.
mm.
I got Josh Allen too. I know it's kind of boring because I feel like I say that every
Yeah.
year, but Josh Allen's Josh Allen.
Yeah, you never know. There could
Yeah,
be other guys. Stafford
yeah,
could.
I
If
think Joe
Stafford,
Burrow's a
we'll see. Look, yeah,
yeah.
there's a bunch of guys. It's a hard. Awards are probably the hardest thing to predict, considering there's way too much happening. Like I don't.
mhm.
Stafford was probably really low odds considering what happened, but he progressed and he's like 39 years old, so like anything can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Opoy, I got Jamar Chase. I think he's just gonna be. I think he's gonna ball out, do what he does best. I do have some bias considering I've had him in the last 2 years for my fantasy team, and I picked him first overall last year. But I just think
Was
he's arguably the best receiver in the league, and I think he's just gonna do what he does best, and he's gonna ball out, pick up whatever 1,700 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns, 100 something receptions, something like that.
was he injured last year? Jamar Chase?
No, you're probably thinking of Burrow. Burrow was
Yeah,
hurt
I think
last year.
Jamar Chase missed a few games, but I'm pretty sure it was
He
mostly
might
Burrow.
have.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the quarterback play was weak. They had
Yeah,
who do they
like
even have though?
Browning and Flacco.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I like
You
that. I
got.
like that. I got Christian McCaffrey. I think he's healthy again. He's just going to be the guy that the Niners rely on, as he has been
Yeah,
year in year out.
but
If he does,
they picked up a few receivers because he was literally their receiver one last year. Like he
yeah,
almost put
no,
up
he had
a
so many
1K receiving
receptions.
yards.
Yeah,
Like I
he
don't
was
think he'll
like,
be as good, but he'll. Yeah, I could see that happen for sure.
mm. What do you got, Harry?
Okay. I got Puka Nakua.
Okay.
Um, it was that or JSN. Just Matt Stafford feeding the ball. I think he's just gonna have a field day every single game because like he wasn't that far off behind JSN in terms of receiving yards last year. I think he
Yeah,
was like maybe 100 near the
but he
end.
was also hurt too. He also
Yeah,
missed a few
exactly.
games.
Missed a few games, and with just Matt Stafford feeding the ball, I think he can take. Yeah, I think he can take it. I think he can take
Yeah.
the award.
Okay. And then we're gonna go off the depoy. I got a plain answer once again. I just got Miles Garrett.
Yeah,
Like, look,
that's totally fair.
in my opinion, obviously the Rams defense isn't great, so he doesn't have as much of a workload. And I also think that considering that, and also considering Aaron Donald might come back, I feel like a guy like Byron Young, who might not get as guarded, who's still a great player, but he just might not be as like watched on if they
Yeah,
have Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald. I think he's gonna pop off and get like a 15 sack season if Donald comes back because of how much focus will be on Garrett or Donald. But I just think, look, playing you could say another guy. You could go PS2 is gonna win it. You could go like who else
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Max Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson. But it's just a plain answer, Miles Garrett.
yeah. But yeah, like you said, he's gonna have way less workload and way less opportunities to get the sack when he's paired up with like with all those guys on the Rams, like
Yeah,
Brandon Fisk, Una Ford, Brian Young, Nate Landman, all those guys going for the sacks, he's gonna have less opportunity. In the
yeah.
Browns, he was the only guy on defense who's even trying.
They had Schlesinger though. They had Carson
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Schlesinger
that's
on
true.
defense.
which sort of segues into my depoy. I think Jared Verse is going to get it. In that he's going into the
Yeah,
same environment that Miles Garrett went. He's
Yeah,
got
I don't
Schlesinger
hate
on the
it.
outside. Those boys are a great lethal combo. Browns need to pick up a reliable quarterback. I don't know if I'm a Shador Sanders believer, but I think those boys
oh yeah,
are
Shador.
getting better. All right, go ahead, Harry.
Okay, deploy. I got Will Anderson Jr.
Okay.
Yeah,
Texans D line. He's nasty, and the only real argument is that he's just getting better and better.
yeah.
And yeah, I see it in him.
I just think you could
And
make the same argument. Sorry for cutting you off. I just think you could make
no,
the
no,
same
you're good. You're good.
argument with Garrett and Anderson, where they're both put in a great defense, and
No,
they
you're
won't.
right. You're right.
But like I understand it's fully possible, and he's probably pretty high up on the odds. I just feel like with these guys, who are the anchor of their defense, obviously they get the most opportunities, and they
Yeah,
are the best player on that defense. Well, yeah, Anderson's probably better than Stingley, but like considering like the D lines both of these teams have, I feel like it's easy to
yeah,
predict, but you never know. Like you could see something crazier happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Can I do my O'Roy now? Offensive
Yeah,
rookie.
go ahead.
Okay, I got Jeremiah Love, great running back, and I think he's gonna have a field day. I watched him a lot on Notre Dame, and compared to the other offensive guys in the draft, I think he's just gonna do better. Not
Do you
saying he's
think
gonna
James
do.
Conner or Tyler Algier are going to take
Yeah,
carries?
they got Algier and Connor in that backfield. You think they're gonna take some of the workload, or you think Love is just gonna blow them out the water?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. Maybe at the beginning he won't get much, but I think he'll blow him out the water once he actually gets going.
That's fair to
Yeah.
Because
say.
seeing him in Notre Dame, I know college football compared to NFL is night and day, but he
Hmm.
was fantastic in college.
I
So
mean, look, he was drafted
based
third
off that,
overall.
yeah,
Mhm.
based off like purely college, which is not very like reliable, I think he's gonna be the best.
Okay, that's fair to say. Odin, you want to go next?
Yeah, I got Carnell Tate. I think if Cam Ward's going to get it, then Carnell Tate needs to get it because the other pieces
Yeah.
on there aren't solid. I love this prospect. I will be taking him in fantasy. Don't tell my league mates, but I will be reaching on that guy. I absolutely love his situation and the guy in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, and then for my O'Roy, I have Makai Lemon. I think you just put him into a good position. You put him into the technically you just put him into the Devonta Smith position, and Devonta Smith is now your AJ Brown. But I think he's gonna obviously Devonta Smith is the receiver one, gets the most targets. He's that guy in the offense when it comes to receivers. But I just think Makai Lemon, he's gonna be a great two. He's gonna get his opportunities considering it's Devonta Smith, he might be open more. Whoever is guarding Devonta Smith, like you go to the Broncos, you have PS2 guarding Smith, who's guarding Makai Lemon. Obviously, I don't know, not fully sure. Like they have a good secondary, but considering that, I feel like he'll have the opportunities where when Smith is being guarded by a great guy, he's guarded by a Trent McDuffie, a Derek Stingley, somebody like that. Makai Lemon is just going to be able to thrive with that opportunity, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, and then D-Roy, I can go. I got Sonny Styles. Harry was talking about a little
Yep,
bit. I just think
I agree. I
the
agree.
Commanders' defense last year was god awful. I think it might have been worse in the league, but I think you put this guy. He was at Ohio State, correct? Put this guy from Ohio State. You drop him onto one of the worst defenses in the league, and you make him basically the anchor, and you make him that guy. I think he'll be good, and I think maybe the Commanders won't be that good compared to what they were 2 years ago, or what Harry said the two seed. But I think Sonny Styles will be able to cook with what he is given.
I agree.
All right.
I have the exact same thing as you. And Sonny Styles, what is he like 6'5"? His
Scary
40
guy.
dash was incredible.
He
Just
dropped a little bit.
genetically, just a sorry.
He dropped a little bit in the draft because so did Arbel Reese. So like I feel like the Commanders kind of stole him at 7. I think mock drafts had him earlier.
Hmm. But I just think he's going to be a beast. And with the guidance of Bobby Wagner, like right next to him at the inside
No,
linebacker position,
Bobby Wagner's not there right now. He's a free agent right
he's
now.
not. Okay, well then that takes back what I said. So I get okay, then he's taking the slot for Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, he's basically replacing him, and now he's that guy instead of Bobby Wagner.
So he'll have to take on a bit of a leadership role, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, so that kind of changed my answer a little bit because I thought he was gonna have some guidance from someone like Bobby Wagner, but I still keep him as my D Roy.
All right. I'm not a big Bears fan, but I think Dylan Thieneman was a fantastic pick. I think Dylan Thieneman's going to win D-Roy. I think he's just going to prove himself in a division full of just tough receivers. If he can show his strengths and his playmaking ability against these guys, then he can against anyone. So I think that guy will potentially strap up Amon-Ra and Jefferson a few times. Hopefully not very often, but we'll see. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
my guy.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I like that.
good take.
And then
Like,
next to be our comeback player of the year. There's a few guys in mind who just had like either missed like parts of the season due to an injury, or like missed the whole season or something like that. I have Jaden Daniels. I think he's just gonna come back. Seeing how good he was in that first year with McLaurin and that whole offense, I just think he looked like he didn't look like a rookie in his first season when he took the Commanders from one of the worst teams in the league to the NFC Championship. Yes, they were pretty bad last year, but that's considering he also missed most of the season. I think he'll just come back. Maybe like I said, maybe the Commanders won't be as good, but I think he'll just cook, and I think he'll be able to dish the ball well. And they don't really have many guys in that backfield. They have like a Rashad White or whatever his name is, Bill or Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I think he'll be able to run the ball a little bit too. And I think McLaurin will have a good season because of him. So will Diggs. I think Diggs will be able to factor in well, and I think he'll be a little bit better than what Debo was on that team.
Yeah, not to be a bit of a yes man, but I have the exact same thing. Jaden Daniels, injury, he was great when he was there. That was his rookie year, how good he was doing. And he took some
Yeah.
time because of the injury, and I think it's gonna be a huge comeback, right? The Commanders, I feel like have stayed the same in terms of skill. So I think there'll be a lot of spotlight on him. Yeah,
I got
I think that'll be a huge comeback.
I got Joe Burrow.
Okay,
I think
that's fair.
he's in his same situation as always, but he's the player we know he can be. Throw for 5,000 plus yards this year.
Yeah,
Just has great
definitely.
pieces around him.
Definitely.
He could be MVP. He's like, if Cam Ward doesn't win it, he will. Mark my words. But yeah, so I think that guy's gonna be comeback player of the year for sure.
Okay. And then we got Coach of the Year. I'm gonna go with Dan Campbell. I just think Lions. Obviously, the Lions weren't even that horrible last year, but obviously they missed out. I think they'll come back, and I think Dan Campbell will just be part of that, like the culture he builds. I feel like a lot of people see it from the videos of him with that team and in the locker room. I just think the culture he's gonna build and the team, and he's gonna hype them up every game, and he's gonna put them on his back, and he's gonna make sure Gibbs does whatever the fuck he wants and get however many yards he does without Monty kind of strapping him down a little, and Amonra and JMO, like I said before, doing what they did. Like if even doing what they did last year, both putting up 1,000+ yards. I just think Dan Campbell is going to be able to help this culture and just help the Lions be back to what they were the year before.
Yeah, it's a good take. For coach, I have Korba for the Giants, right? Fresh new team, bunch of young guys, great coach, and I think his coaching can play a huge part in how they grow as a player. And I think a lot of people are looking at him to turn this team into something. Because it was Vrabel last year, right?
Yeah.
And he obviously didn't do the best. And so there's more spotlight on him, and I think he has a huge opportunity here to prove himself.
All right. This might not come as a surprise, but I'm gonna be choosing Kevin O'Connell for my coach of the year. I think he is the quarterback whisperer, and he's known for it, but he hasn't been quite recognized.
4
quite
different
yet.
starting QBs in the last 4 years.
I mean, what he did to Sam Darnold changed the dude's
Yeah,
trajectory.
but then JJ McCarthy came
He
in,
built him
and
into the Super Bowl champion.
JJ McCarthy comes in,
I mean,
and what
JJ
happens?
McCarthy's a work in development, man. That was virtually his rookie year. It was some of the worst quarterback play in the league, but I saw flashes. Guys hated without even watching games. I think that guy has what it takes. I know Kyler Murray can be a great quarterback, and I think Kevin O'Connell will just shoot him to that next level. Vikings are going to make the playoffs, win a playoff game. He's going to secure his place there and build a dynasty for himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Boys don't believe it, but
okay.
That's fair enough.
And then lastly, we got Protector of the Year, which is the O-lineman of the year. I got another plain answer. I just gonna go Penei Sewell, arguably the best O-lineman in the league.
Same.
Just does what he does best and just protect the shit out of Jared Goff and let Gibbs do what he wants. Like I keep saying, I just think, yeah, there's not much argument. Plain answer, but it's just that guy.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't really have that extent of an answer. It's just Penei Sewell. When you look for lineman of the year, you literally just go, who's the best?
Yeah.
So who's gonna be the best next year? I do have something though that I forgot to add for offensive player of the year. I also had Bijan because I think Tua is going to be so bad. He'll constantly be handing off the ball to Bijan Robinson, and
Okay.
he's a great running back, and he's just going to get more and more opportunities to carry. So that was a bit off topic, but I forgot that I had that written down. So I think Bijan can also win. Oh boy,
Okay.
Penei Sewell did switch to right tackle though. Is that going to play a factor? Do you think?
I don't think it will
that's
because
true. That's true.
Tristan Wirfs did that a few years ago, and he's still the same guy.
And like that's just more opportunity and like a more like a different challenge. So I think
Exactly.
he'll be
And they
hungry and
clearly Campbell trusts him that
he's
much
fresh for the
to.
challenge. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Campbell trusts him that much to take on the challenge. He'll just do what he does best.
yeah.
All right, I got Trent Williams. I think he's just. I mean, he's going to be part of what makes Christian McCaffrey have that MVP season. What was lacking last year for McCaffrey was the run game. He was very inefficient in the run game. So I think just that pass blocking sort of aspect and the protection we know he can give,
Okay.
we'll give him
That's
that.
fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to
Pretty
go into
fair.
the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, we can do like by round. Like I'll say my AFC and NFC like wild card round, and then I'll say and then you guys will say, and then we'll go to the next round. Okay, so for
Okay.
the AFC wild
Wait.
card, oh, wait.
Guys, here's one quick story, boys. But I do have to go. I don't mean to leave mid podcast, but like, already pretty late for something, so unfortunately I have to go. I'm really
It's my
sorry,
bad, bro.
boys.
Just
No,
say
no,
your
it's all
Super
good.
Bowl
I just
pick.
thought,
Just say your Super Bowl
huh? My
pick.
Super Bowl pick. Okay. Rams.
Rams
Rams against
beating.
who?
Oh, Rams against Broncos. All right. I'm
Okay.
sorry, boys.
One
Okay.
seats.
Take care. Take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good one, bro.
Okay.
All right. You want to do wild cards? Wild cards?
Yeah, let's do wild card. Look, we got a little mid pod exit, but it's all good. Wild card for the AFC. So I got the one Bills got the bye, and I got the two Broncos versus the seven Chiefs. I got the Broncos winning. The three Texans versus the six Chargers. I got the Texans, and then the four Ravens versus the five Pats. I got the Pats beating the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens won't be that good. I just think the AFC North as a whole won't be that good. And then in the NFC, the Rams had the bye. Eagles versus Niners. I have the Niners beating the Eagles. I think Niners are going to be good. I think they'll do what they did last year when they upset. Trying to think, I think they upsetted the Eagles last year. I think they're going to do it again. I think they just got a good team, a little bit better than last year even. They'll upset them. Three Lions versus six Bears. I got the Bears winning. A little bit more of a little bit less of an upset, but still technically an upset if you count the Lions are the three and the Bears are the six. And then the four Saints versus the five Seahawks. Considering the Saints barely even make it to the playoffs, the Seahawks I think are gonna sleep. I think they're gonna sweep the floor with them. It'll be a crazy game, like a 34-10, something like that. But the Seahawks, the former Super Bowl champs, I just think will destroy them.
Yeah. I don't hate that. All right. AFC, I got the Bengals and Titans. Bengals are going to take them down. They're new. Those boys are new to the playoffs, but they're just going to be happy to be there. Pats, Texans. Texans are going to get their revenge. Pats are going to be a weaker team again. That defense is going to go crazy, and CJ Stroud won't throw like 5 interceptions or whatever he had last
Yeah, that
game.
was insane.
Kansas City versus Buffalo. I think the Chiefs are going to do it again. I'm sorry to say. It's just how it is in the playoffs. It's just like a law
My
of nature.
homie.
NFC, Vikings, Lions, divisional first round. I got the Vikings winning their first playoff game,
Woo!
and I don't even know how long. But those Lions are gonna hang on. It's gonna be an epic game. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so happy. Saints, Seahawks. I think you have that too. Seahawks are just gonna dominate. Tyler
Yeah.
Shuck again, just happy to be there. Eagles, Niners. I got the Eagles winning that. Niners are good, but I think they're just going to be sort of starting to fall off. And Eagles are still got many of the pieces from their Super Bowl runs, so I think those guys are going to hang on.
Okay.
All right, want to do divisional?
Yeah, we'll go divisional. So I got the one Bills versus the five Pats. I got the Bills winning it. Got them moving on to the AFC Championship, and then I got the 2 Broncos versus the 3 Texans. I believe this is very similar to what I think it's the exact same teams as last year, except that just the seeding is different. So I got the 2 Broncos versus the 3 Texans, and I got the Broncos beating them. And then moving on to the NFC, I got the 1 Rams versus the 7 49ers. I think Rams. I don't think they'll sweep the floor considering the Niners beat the Eagles, but I just think it won't be like the Rams are insane. And then I got the 5 Seahawks versus the 6 Bears. I think the Bears will come on top. I think they'll be heading off to another game versus the Rams in the playoffs. I think Seahawks, they had their moment, but I think they're done this year. Maybe they'll do something else the year after. They pick up some guys, but I don't think they'll be as good as they were last year.
All right, I got the Bengals facing off against the Texans. Should be an interesting matchup. It's sort of elite offense versus elite defense. So that's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of fun. I think Bengals are gonna take them though. That offense is just too good. Then you got the Chiefs versus the Broncos, divisional. Broncos are gonna upset it, sort of upset. They're the 1 seed, so how much gonna be an upset?
Yeah.
Vikings Seahawks. I'm not a maniac, so I'm gonna say Seahawks are gonna take that. Vikings, a wonderful season is gonna end there. And then I got the Eagles against the Rams. Rams are going to show the Eagles what a real team looks like.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Okay. And then AFC Championship, I got the 1 Bills versus the 2 Broncos. I got a tight game. Tight as last year. Tight as when Brandon Cooks actually caught the ball and Jaquan Millen didn't grip it from his hands and apparently called it a pick. But Bills winning in a tight game, moving on to the Super Bowl. Obviously, some bias going on here looking at my jersey, but I'll back it up. Maybe by the halfway through the season, the Bills are shit and this take is horrible. Then it is, but I'm gonna back up my team. And then the 1 Rams versus the 6 Bears. Like you said, Rams are gonna show them what a real team looks like. It's too good, and then go to the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl.
Nice. All right. AFC Championship, Bengals and Broncos. I got the Bengals taking them down, going to the Super Bowl.
Whew.
Spoiler: it's going to be a 2021 rematch. Because I got Seahawks Rams replay of last year's NFC Championship. The Rams are going to take them down, get to the Super Bowl. Rams Bengals Super Bowl, and Rams are going to take it. I think probably everyone has Rams winning the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, as
yeah.
much as I love my Bills, I just can't bring myself to have them beating the Rams. The Rams are fucking insane, and we've been glazing them over and over this podcast, but it's for good reason. Like they're going to be unstoppable. Look, maybe they won't be as good as people say, but I think their floor is like 10-7. I don't think they'll do worse than 10-7. I think they're just that good.
Yeah.
And they're capable. Like I think they might have a harder schedule considering they're in a hard division, but like they are out of all the teams in the past however many years, I think they're the most capable of like going 17-0. They're just that good. They got
Yep.
Puka Nakua. I think he got hurt in practice today, from what I saw, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
Really?
They got the reigning MVP. Yes, he's old as fuck, but he just balled out. They got Devontae, who's somehow their receiver too. Probably put up a bunch of TDs again in the end zone. Steal some from Puka. And then defense, not much to say. They got Miles Garrett, they got McDuffie, they got Fisk, they got Byron Young. They potentially have fucking Aaron Donald coming out of retirement. They picked up what's his name from the. They picked up Jalen Watson from the Chiefs. He was a good secondary piece there. They got some good safety pieces like Cam Curl, stuff like that. Like as far as glazing goes, it's valid in my opinion. The only thing I will criticize about the Rams, like as a whole, is what they did with Ty Simpson. I think it's a little bit questionable what they did picking him at 13. Obviously, they're looking for the future, but like the guy was projected to go like late round to the Cardinals. So out of all the things to criticize for the Rams, that's my only thing. I think Ty Simpson was a little bit questionable, but other than that, like they're just like almost a perfect team.
Yeah. I think the run game's pretty good. They got the 2 guys who are just gonna apparently have more of a 50-50 split this season. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think they're very talented, either of them, but they work in the offense.
Yeah,
Form's just going to snag those TDs, and Kyron Williams is just going to dog it up the middle and catch some
for sure.
passes. So I think they they don't have many weaknesses on that squad. It's just going to be the Super Bowl champion, I think.
Yeah, like considering that team, you don't need a top 8 running back to be that good.
Exactly.
Like obviously if you put a Saquon, you put a James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, they'll be even better. But they're that good. They don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, look,
All right.
it
Is
is
that
what
it?
it is. I think that is. Sadly, Harry had to end early, but it seems like there wasn't much to say considering we all had the Rams winning in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, look, it was a fun time. It was good to be back. I'm happy to be back. I'm not sure how many more I'll do these, but we had to bring it back for Odin and Harry. Had to
Come on.
reunite.
Come on. Yeah. Thanks for having me again, man.
Of
Appreciate
course,
it.
anytime. Hopefully, we'll see you back here next year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one, whatever that is. Peace.